What's up? Can anybody hear me? Hmm. This is very interesting. So for some reason it gave me an error that I couldn't live stream. Probably because I accidentally clicked stop and start live streaming like 3 different times. But for anybody who is on the different live stream, join this one because this one's the one that's working. But anyway, today I want to talk about something very, very interesting. Before I do that, I want to check something. Did I change the thumbnail? If I did not change the thumbnail, then that will be very bad. Oh. No, everything's great. So, how's everybody this fine evening? Today I want to talk about something very interesting. I want to talk about Ethereum because it's doing something different compared to Bitcoin. Because Ethereum, if we check out the charts right now, Ethereum is actually looking like it's inside of a bull flag. Because compared to Bitcoin, if I turn it on right over here, which has a higher high when it actually made the last pump, it made a higher high compared to Bitcoin, which looks completely different. Ethereum looks like it has been inside of a downtrend for already a couple months. So if you look at the Bitcoin chart and the Ethereum chart, you can see some differences, which is very, very interesting. And these differences could cause something very, very interesting called the altcoin bull market. Because if you look at Bitcoin, you can see that we had a trend up, and this trend has been happening for about 3/4 of the year before we just broke it right over here. This trend consisted of just higher highs and higher lows, and it just was rising up, just a regular cycle. And you can see that this was uh, Bitcoin created its last higher high right over here in July 2023. But compared to Bitcoin, Ethereum was doing something entirely different because when it tried to do the same exact thing, this is July 2023, but when it tried to create a higher high, it did not. It actually created a lower high and it created a bull flag. Now, that is actually much more bullish than what Bitcoin is doing. And the fact that this is so bullish means that we could be seeing an altcoin market. Now, for anybody wondering, this bull flag could take us all the way up to around $2,500. Now, if this is played out, of course, this is not 100% going to be played out. If this is played out, then it takes us to 2,500. But what I want to talk about first is where we stopped at. Because last time I talked about Ethereum, it was all the way up over here, creating this lower high right over here. I was talking about how if we reach this previous high and break it, we could create the bull market. If we would get rejected or stop below this previous high, we would start falling down. And that's exactly what we did. And right now we are inside of this bull flag, and I know it's a little bit of a sloppy thing, but if I go on the hourly time frame, we do kind of look like we're making a sort of bearish pennant. So this is a triangle right over here. Do you guys agree or disagree that this is a bearish pennant? Of course, it's a little sloppy. Maybe if I go on a larger time frame, you can see this more clearly. This is a bearish pennant, maybe. Now, we, of course, did reach $1,600 and started going sideways, just like Bitcoin. We started consolidating right over here. But unlike Bitcoin, which kind of looks just like a random-ish pattern of movements, Ethereum actually kind of looks like a pattern. It looks like more of a bearish pennant. And if this is the case, then we should see a target down to around $1,300, $1,300. Now, that is a very interesting target. Keep that number in mind. I'll get back to that number later. But right now, we are doing something even more interesting, but even more important for Ethereum, because if we go on the weekly time frame, and we check out where we are right this moment, you can see that right as I'm creating this live stream, we are tapping the bottom EMA ribbon, this 50-week EMA ribbon. This is a very big support level. As long as we're staying above this level right over here, we contain our bullishness. We contain our bullish momentum. As soon as we break below this, well, then this weekly bearish momentum will start taking place and might keep us down at the lower levels for a while, at least a couple of weeks to about a month maybe. But that's not it, because as you guys know, Ethereum's correlating to Bitcoin. So I was talking about in my previous live stream how Bitcoin could fall down to $20,000. And if this is the case, then technically we could fall down to $1,300. I talked about this already. I said that the target of $1,300 is this bear flag. No, this bearish pennant target is $1,300. But there are more reasons to suggest that we are going to fall down to $1,300. For example, we have, like I said already, we are inside of this bull flag. The bottom of this bull flag is at $1,300. And not only that, but there is no reason to be alarmed if we fall down to $1,300. Like I said for Bitcoin on my last stream, this is a cycle. We cannot go on up forever. And like cycles, we should have small corrections that reach about the halfway point to the 0.618, the golden retracement area. That's the big pocket that we usually need to fall down to. How do we calculate that? Well, there's a simple indicator called the Fibonacci retracement. Won't talk about how it works, but it shows us the patterns and it shows us the best levels for Bitcoin to where Bitcoin usually falls down to. And this is what is so interesting, because if this is true that we are going to fall down to $1,300, well, that's perfectly the 0.618 level. That's perfectly the 0.618 retracement. This is usually the level where when Bitcoin falls down for a small correction before creating another wave, then we fall down to straight 0.618, this perfect area right over here. This is the best place for us to usually fall down to before we start rising up. And if this is the case, then once we do reach this area, we could be seeing a ton of bullish momentum, and we will have to watch out for the volume so that it would give us some big volume, some big bullish momentum. At the moment, we do not see that much bullish momentum. As you guys can see, if I go on the daily time frame, we do not see that much momentum, and that is why we are staying inside of this bearish pennant. And that means that very, very soon we will see volume, and once we do see volume, we will see a breakout. Of course, this is not necessarily going to happen. We do not 100% always fall down or go up in a certain direction. There are chances, and the chance of us falling down to 1300, of course, it's a pretty big, but we do have multiple scenarios that we have to look at. For example, there is a chance that we break out of this. What happens if we break out of this? Well, if we break out of this pennant to the upside, then we gain some bullish momentum, and that would be because of three reasons. One, we broke this huge resistance area. That is very big bullish momentum. Two, we are creating an indicator, a pattern called a W pattern. That is another bullish momentum. That is another bullish indicator that could take us all the way to around $1,900. That's pretty big. And that, if we do break up to $1,900, will one, take us out of this bullish pennant, bull flag, that I've been talking about on the weekly time frame, take us out of this resistance line and break also this huge resistance line, this red one, that is also part of that huge Fibonacci that I was talking about. All three of these levels, the target where we fall down to 0.618, this purple line that's a big resistance, the Fibonacci 0.382, and this red resistance line, the 0.236, they're all huge resistance and support areas that, depending on what we do right now, will be hit. If we break down, the next target for us to reach is the 0.5 area. Just saying, heads up, if you guys are watching actively crypto and you see us break this trend line and see a massive spike in volume, we are most likely falling down to $1,500. If we break that level, it's straight down to $1,300. We will tap a support down to there. Now, this is not the end. Why was I talking about the altcoin bull market? Well, this is because of something called the Bitcoin dominance, because this is a very interesting chart. The Bitcoin dominance is not like regular charts where there's a price. It's all based on percentages. And the Bitcoin dominance goes from 0 to 100, never reaching 0 and 100, but it goes pretty close. And recently, we have been at around 50% for the Bitcoin dominance. Now, let me explain what the Bitcoin dominance is for those who don't understand. The Bitcoin dominance, all it is just the strength of Bitcoin compared to the other altcoins. Bitcoin compared to every other cryptocurrency. How many people are holding Bitcoin versus how many people are holding altcoins? What percentage of the market is in Bitcoin versus altcoins? That is all that this indicator is. And when we get to a certain area, we can tell when there's going to be a Bitcoin bull market or an altcoin bull market, or the opposite, not a bull market, a bear market. And this indicator right over here that we might be forming, because yes, there are indicators on this chart. This indicator could also be a big sign. This is the head and shoulders pattern. This is a very big indicator. And if we break this huge support right over here and we confirm resistance, if you see something like this, then we could play out this seemingly head and shoulders pattern for Bitcoin, and this head and shoulders pattern could take us all the way down to 47%. This maybe all seems confusing. What do you mean 47%? Well, when you reach a certain level, technically, when you reach underneath about 50%, this level right over here, it starts being more bullish for altcoins. And as you guys can see, we're right now at 49%. Any lower moves, if for example we fall down to 47%, that's an even more bullish thing for Ethereum. So falling down to 47% will be very bullish for other altcoins. For example, Ethereum, Litecoin, Shiba, Cardano, and more. So adding this analysis plus Ethereum can show us that in the short term, we do look pretty bearish. We could be falling down to $1,300. But after we reach $1,300, we could be seeing a confirmation of support and a retest of a higher area, for example, $1,600. And of course, that falls with the cycle of not only this Fibonacci retracement, but also the halving. Because I've been talking about the Bitcoin halving for many live streams already, and I've been talking about how we could be rising and falling for Bitcoin. This is the Bitcoin chart right now. We could be falling and rising until around March and April of 2024. And whatever we do at this time, even if it's a huge fall down, will not affect what we do in March of 2024, because that is when the bull market will start. Some people believe that the bull market will, the pump to all-time highs. We're in a bull market already, but a pump to all-time highs. Some people believe that it's going to happen right this day, right this month. We are about to reach $100,000. That is what many people believe. They are actively sitting and waiting for this type of pump to happen. What I'm saying is that you have to wait. This is way too early. And just like Ethereum looks much more bullish, but in the short term, of course, we will see it probably, most likely, with all the indicators that we see, we will probably see a fall down to around $1,300, and after that, a retest to $1,600. After that, we will have to wait. If we break this level right over here, this resistance line, and break out, then this is, of course, a target of $2,500. And of course, we do not need to break this resistance. We can, of course, confirm resistance again and fall down even farther. But at this very moment, it all depends on what we do inside of this pennant. 100% that this breakout will be huge, and depending on what we do, well, we know exactly what's going to happen after that. Break down 1300, break up, well, we'll see a retest, and then maybe to 1850. Some more other indicators that I want to talk about with you guys about Ethereum are, for example, the Ichimoku cloud. Very big indicator that I want to talk with you guys. On the daily time frame, the Ichimoku cloud is actually now red. Just like Bitcoin, when the Ichimoku cloud has turned to red, you can understand that this is a sign of bearishness. Since this is on the daily time frame, you can understand that this is not going to last as long, but this is still a pretty bearish indicator on the short term. This is showing us signs of a bearish trend. This could be another reason for us to fall down to 1300. As long as we're below this cloud, we will see a lower low, a lower high, a lower low, a lower high, until we manage to, for example, if the Ichimoku cloud comes down over here, like it's doing right now, until we break right past it and confirm support. Once we do that, and once this flips to green, well then we're 100% seeing a next rally up like we did right over here. And this rally, of course, it was a pretty big rally. This rally caused us to pump around 100%. So if we recreate that once again and we pump to the target, what I was talking about, to $2,500, that will once again, that will be 50%, and that's just the bare minimum. Because 2,500, even though it's a pretty big resistance area, after that we could do another cycle. This is similar to a very interesting wave called an Elliott wave. It's a 5-wave move. It's just a bullish price action, very bullish price action. So some people still believe that we are inside of a bear market. I do not know why they believe like this, but to those people that believe that Ethereum is still inside of a bear market, believe no more, because we are seeing price action that is showing us that we are inside of a bull market. This is seemingly an Elliott wave. If this is true, then we will see price action that will take us up to higher areas. And even though this is speaking at a bigger and longer term, this is true. In the short term, bearishness. In the mid-term, there is bullishness. In the long term, it is 100% bullish. We cannot go any lower than where we were over here in June of 2022. But with that being said, that's my analysis. I do have a couple questions that people are asking me to answer, and I want to answer them. One person's asking, what is short term? Because I talk about short term, mid term, and long term a lot, and some people are wondering what that means. Short term, it depends on the context. For example, right now in this video, short term is, for example, the 4-hourly time frame, the next couple months. That is pretty short term. Even though some people think short term is about a day, short term for me is the next couple of months, because I'm thinking bigger time frames right now. I'm thinking a year ahead, because right now this fall down to $1,300, even though it seems like it's about to happen any second, I'm looking on the 4-hourly time frame. I'm even looking at the daily time frame right now. For example, this is the daily time frame. Each candle is a day, which means that by the time we reach down to $1,300, this could already be October. That could be already 1 month. That is the short term in this video. Midterm, that is around a couple months to a year, a couple months to like 5 months. That it all depends on the context. If usually short term means around a day to 2 weeks, that's what short term usually means. Then midterm is around a month to like 5 months, and long term is already years away. So when thinking about it, think not short term, midterm, and long term. Think about investing terms. That's what I'm thinking. There are day traders, swing traders, and investors. Day traders trade from trades that last around a day to a week. I mean, a couple hours to a day. Swing traders trade from a couple days to a week, and investors are the ones that trade months to years in one trade, and they keep it open for that long. So when talking about midterm and long term, I'm telling you guys that this month, even though it might seem long, will pass by in a breeze. And when people will look back at this, they'll be like, how did I miss such a big crash? Even though it seems like it's going to be long, this month is about to be very fast compared to what's coming up next. But hopefully that answered your question. Somebody asked me to check out Shiba, so how about we do that right now? If I open up a different chart and check out Shiba Inu, even though it is a meme coin, a lot of people make money off of it, so I'm not going to tell you guys what to do. Here's Shiba Inu. I believe there's a better, here we go, let's do Coinbase. Here's Shiba Inu. So after it stopped at around 0.0000889, it fell all the way down to 0.000007. Okay, let's count percentages, not price, because that's a little more confusing. So Shibu after going to all-time highs, fell all the way down 93%. That's how much it lost. And might be going out for down for a retest, but we do not know that for sure. I'm looking at the weekly time frame, so this is longer than some people think. For those swing traders and day traders, I might have to look at a shorter time frame, like this, for example. Now, on the shorter time frame, it does kind of look like we might be creating a higher high right over here. Like if we go back in time to this area right over here when we were creating a higher highs and higher highs, this was short-lived, but we did see a nice small little rally up to, I'm not going to talk about their price, let's count percentages, to around 150%. That's how big the pump was. So it was a nice big rally for those who were trading Shiba Inu until we crashed all the way back down, falling, let's see how much, falling 57% before rising all the way back up. Now, checking this out right now, if this is the start of this next rally, then we should be nearing the end of this dump, because the Fibonacci retracement shows us how far we should usually fall. I talked about this already 2 times on this live stream. You should understand this by now. When we fall down farther than 0.618 level to, for example, the 0.7 or 0.786, it becomes less likely that this is a pump up and more likely that this is not a continuation pattern, that this is probably just going to end up like we did already 3 times in a row when we seemingly rise up, reach this level, for example, right over here, and then just make a dead cat bounce before falling all the way back down. And if that is the case, this is one of the reasons that I personally do not like to trade these kinds of coins that are meme coins that are basically dead. And if this is the case, then, of course, you will probably see a fall down to around 0.000000601. Okay, well, and that will most likely be a fall down to, that will be around 20%. That will be a dump of 20%. It's a little confusing talking about these short-term, short market cap coins with these very, very big volatile spikes up and down, but with these cent coins, you can understand that we need to talk about percentage more than anything. And so, saying that if we fall down more than 5%, for example, we will most likely see that 20% dump down. Of course, this is the start of something very, very bullish, because the next huge support is at this peak. Not going to say the price, you know why, but if we do confirm support at this level right over here, then we will see a rise, probably back up to the top. That's what usually these support levels end with. And if that is the case, then we could be seeing a W pattern. This is way too early to tell, but a support level at this level is what you should be waiting for if we fail the support right over here at 0.7. Now, to the person who's been waiting for the Shiba Inu recap, let me explain this in a little tiny bit faster. So if we confirm support at 0.786, of course, you will have to wait for us to break a couple of these resistance. Once you are sure that this is a continuation pattern, this is a 5-wave move Elliott wave, and once you are sure that we are about to start rising up, you can try to use a Fibonacci extension. That's another pattern to figure out where huge support and resistance areas are, like this. For example, you drag this down to where you believe we stopped, and you try to figure out support and resistance areas. If this is a actual continuation pattern, you should be able to tell where we stopped at and see some support and resistance areas. Of course, if we do break past this support area, the Fibonacci retracement area, then you will see a fall down to around at least this previous lower low. If you see anything lower, we are about to create a continuation pattern down to even lower levels, and this is another step down. But if we confirm support, this is where you should be thinking about the pattern, the W pattern. Of course, this is way too big of a time frame to understand where this W pattern is going to lead us, if this is a W pattern. For those trading daily time frame, which is what Shiba Inu is usually, you have to check the hourly time frame. Even though I do not recommend trading daily time, trading day trading, I will still look at this for you. For those who think that this is a very good idea to trade day trading on Shiba to make some quick money, I will say this. Confirming support on 0.00000759 is your main priority. The 0.7 area, if we manage to stay above this area, confirm support and start rising up back to 0.618 level, then we will see a start of another pump rally up. If we do confirm resistance, then you know where we're falling down to, this level right over here. Of course, a pump up will be around 6%. A dump down will also be around 6%. So, in my opinion, switch to Ethereum, don't trade Shiba, but it's up to you. With that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. If you did, leave a like down below, subscribe. I'll be making more live streams every single day, guys, for you guys. Write in the comment section below, what do you think I should recap? What do you guys think I should talk about on the next live stream? I'll see you in the next video. See ya.